Okay, so yeah, we are in a ENGI 330 with our line following robot.
All right.
It's based on the Arduino Uno with Arduino revision 3 motor shield on top by ENGI Electronics. We got the Elenco motor gearbox on bottom with two DC motors, and then also the Pololu infrared sensor array with 6 infrared sensors. And then we also have 4 LEDs, 2 on the back indicating whichever motor's on, and then 2 on the front, the one indicating when calibration is occurring, and the other whenever power is sent to the infrared emitters.
Okay, so you said the board is an Arduino board. It's got the AT-Mega 328 on it?
Yes, it's all based on the Arduino Uno.
And you code that in the C language?
Yes.
And the coding mechanism, the software development kit, is the Arduino open source software development kit? Right?
Yes, it's a package provided by Arduino.
Okay. All right, and the sensors, what kind of sensors do you have for that again? You said you have infrared?
Yes, it's 6 infrared sensors with both an infrared emitter and also 1 collector for each. And it's soldered in an array with an output, individual digital output for each sensor.
Okay. And the motors are 2 DC motors. You could have gone with, what, a stepper motor and maybe another type of motor?
You could have installed a servo or a stepper motor, but then you would have needed a more complicated shield on the top. This shield can only do power management and direction.
Okay, and the shield is to protect the board, is that what that is?
Yes, the shield allows the Arduino board to output more power to the motors. What this shield does is it's basically a simple H-bridge,
Okay.
which is able to provide direction and power.
Oh, that's great. All right, and then you have a power supply there, a 9-volt power supply, is that
Yes,
correct?
we're running this off a 9-volt battery.
Okay. And your coding, can you show us how you hook that up to your computer in order to code you said that you had the AT-Mega 328 processor, so how would you code that?
You basically code it in the Arduino software suite, and the connection is over USB. You just plug that in your computer and then connect that to the Arduino. And that's gonna connect it to the computer to the board, and then you're able to do basic upload. With the software that we're running on this now, we have a basic C with initial setup, which just configures all the inputs and outputs and sets up the whole system. And then you have an infinite loop where the code just keeps on repeating.
Okay, and in this particular code, what are you asking the device or the apparatus here to do with the code?
Well, we're getting the very first step is assigning inputs and outputs. We have the inputs from our pins on the left hand of the Arduino board. We have digital inputs, and some of the pins that can be configured as outputs as well. So we're getting power from the battery and the USB over here. It goes all the way to the sensors, and we're getting digital inputs from the sensors. It's basically on the reflectance.
Okay, so the reflectance basically looks for tape on the floor, black tape, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
It looks for black tape, and then the code says if I'm to the left or if I'm to the right, redirect my apparatus back to the center of the tape. Is that pretty much what it does?
That's correct. With the coding, we're getting an input value from the sensors. We have a library that gives us an output value ranging from 0 to 6,000.
Okay, great.
With 3,000 being the very middle center of the sensors.
Okay.
And any deviation from that value, we have a correction. So each individual pen over here gives us a different output on whichever sensor it is on. And using that value, we can correct the motor, the position of the robot with the two motors. They're individually wired. So if it's too far on the left, the right motor will go forward and vice versa.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Can we take a look at a demonstration of the apparatus?
Yes, we can do
Okay.
that.